Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
OTA Talk, man. We do this once a month, give or take.
Yeah.
I mean, last month we had Julie Black, and did we do Little
Brother? Yeah.
That same month?
Yeah. And
So-
if you ever miss OTA Talk, man, it's real simple. Just check the video clips online. We're all over YouTube. All right, all over MySpace, Facebook. All you gotta do is search out for OTA Live. Big shouts to Footage in the building.
Footage. That's his name right now, right?
That's
Footage.
his new nickname, man.
Glenn Lewis is in the building, man. If you are from this city and you don't know this guy, then I don't think you're from this city. I think like there's a checklist of people that you got to know.
Right.
If you're from Toronto, I mean, just testing the metal of what it means to be from the city. And
Yeah.
you go to Maestro, you go to Michi, and then you move over a couple of generations to the guys like this, Glenn Lewis. And
Yeah.
dude, again, it's a pleasure to have you in the building, man.
Man, it's good to be here.
And we're gonna talk because we got like a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I know you've been kind of in and out of the city, so I don't know if you know about our show, but we're about to like really get into it.
Yeah.
Well, to my understanding, the only information I've been given is it gets raw. I know it gets raw.
We try to
so-
put it all out there, man, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of artists that are really talented, like yourself, that are trying to come up. Probably in your situation, you know, a decade before or however long before, that are just sitting there and they have the opportunity to hear an experienced dude, talented dude that's been through some stuff, speak on some stuff, and maybe they can learn from
Just
that.
take from it, man.
Yeah, so
Oh,
let's
for
start
sure.
first off.
That's what it's about.
The thing about you, Glenn, is that like, I know like generally speaking, when you do that biography on the artist, it always talks about like, you know, they grew up in a very musical family and all this stuff and very influenced going to church. But you like have a ridiculous lineage when it comes to music. This guy's father, okay? It's a band by the name of Crack of Dawn. All right? Toronto. His father was part of one of the first black band from Canada
Wow.
to be signed to a major.
Wow.
That is this guy's father.
Crazy.
That's a lot of
See,
stuff
this
to be.
is why I respect Ty, because he really do his homework. Because I'll be like, hey, okay, you gonna post some stuff? Okay, you go in there. But yeah, go ahead, continue, bro.
No, but speak on what it's like to be in a situation like that. Your father is already making history.
Man.
Musically, was it like a situation of there was no other direction for you?
You know, the funny thing is, you know, I've said this time and again. Like initially, it was like that was my dad's thing. You know what I mean? And my mom actually, you know, she sings and she writes as well. So there was music always around. But I guess from a young age, I felt the need to carve my own path in life. So initially, I was kind of like, you know what? I love film. I was a big fan of all the behind the scenes stuff. Like I was a big fan of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. I loved like big blockbuster type flicks. And I was like, man, it'd be dope to be like the first, you know, black director doing stuff like that, like sci-fi. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was my thing. And I loved animation too. But then, I don't know, man, like 14 years old, I guess the bug, man. It just gets you. You write that first, I wrote the first song trying to get the attention of this girl when I was living in Trinidad. And it may not have panned out with the girl because I was always hitting for the older chick. So she was like a good 6 years, like she was 6 years removed. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get at it, and she was like,
ambitious, dude.
No,
That's
brother.
ambitious.
Hey, man, you gotta have it. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's
you
how
know-
she wants to see
Wait,
it.
you know the song? Do you remember the song?
That's what we got to ask you.
Funny enough, yeah, a little bit.
Come on, bring it.
What was it? It was something like, you know, you got the music playing in the background. But
That's easy. That's
but,
good.
Oh, there you go. But it was, what was it? It was hang on, I gotta take the gum out. It was birds fly, blue sky, these things I know. Symbols of love that you show. My love for you will not die. Believe me when I tell you, dear, something like that. Something, you know what I'm saying? Trying to put all the sweet stuff in there, you know, thinking that she'd be like, oh, but no, it didn't work out. But what did happen though is I developed an affinity for music, a love for music, a passion, and I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And then it just made it easy to have, you know, my father was around and he was doing his thing. So I had an opportunity for a period in my life to kind of watch him and see particular things that he had gone through. And needless to say, other heroes of mine, you know what I'm saying? But Yeah, I guess it did start in the home, man. Like I was exposed to a lot of great music, and it eventually, I think it took hold like later on.
What was the Trinidad experience like? Because I mean, you're basically talking like from a perspective of myself, just being living there for a minute. What was it like for you, and what did you get from just living there?
Man, it was funny because I went down there, and it was the adjustment to, I'm this little Canadian kid. You know what I mean? I went down there at like 8 years old.
Wow, same as me.
You know what I'm saying? I was there from 8 to 14. And
wow.
I went down there, and I'm talking in class. I'll give you an example just to show you how I just was not with the culture. I didn't know what was up, but it was a great experience looking back. But there I am in the classroom, right? And the teacher is like telling me to stop talking. And I'm like, man, whatever. You know what I mean? You just do whatever you do. You're just like, man, whatever. So I'm still talking.
Yeah.
And he pulls out a cane.
Yeah.
Whew, and says, come to the front of the class. And I'm like, what do you think you about to do with that, with the stick?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He's like, he was like, didn't I tell you not to talk in the class? And I was like, yeah. Well, and he said, well,
take 5.
You're going to have to take a little bit of punishment. And I was like, I'm from Canada. He's like, that don't mean nothing. You in Trinidad now. Bend your ass over the desk and take 5.
Take it.
You feel me? So
I got it too, man.
Dude, it was funny to me because I was like, it was just that awakening of, oh, damn, I'm in another country, but it was great. Like, looking back now, I almost wish I had it's so funny, hindsight 2020, you always look back and you kind of like, man, I wish I would have really embraced that more, because I just felt like while I was down there, I was like, I'm away from my friends, I'm away from everything I know. So a lot of the time, it's like I made do, and I made best of the situation, but I was always kind of like, man, I just want to go back home. You know what I mean? But looking back, it was great. It was great for me. You know what I'm saying? Just I learned a lot. I learned a lot about Kaiso, Soca, and listening to Sparrow and Kitchener, and you know what I mean, and all these different calypso artists, and being exposed to Carnival, and that was it for me. All I needed to see was a couple of women in some skimpy. Well, I was done.
Good.
Skimpy costumes. I was like, hey, I could get down with this. This is work.
Crazy.
Like,
what part of Toronto were you raised in?
Man, everywhere. I should officially be like, I should have like the key to the city type thing where I just, you know what I'm saying? Like if I go to Malvern, it should be all love, because I was that John Tabor Trail, Morningside and Shepherd dude. Yeah, I was way out there.
Whoa,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like my stomping grounds, man.
You feel me? And then I lived downtown for a little bit. Like I was like on the Wellesley side, but we'll leave that alone. And then, and then,
there's lots of stories from that neighborhood.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, anyway, but and then I lived like Jane and Finch is really home though. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been everywhere. Like I've been Kipling and Steeles. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to play ball at Naki, and shout outs to all the areas that I just named, because all of them contributed to me being the person that I am today. You know what I'm saying? Just it's the neighborhood. You know
and I heard you were a pretty good baller. Like you had everything down to the Jordan tongue and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Wow. Like I heard you were like, honestly, like there's some dudes that I know that actually grew up with you as well too, and they spoken very highly of your ball skills.
Oh, I just do, man. I'm telling you, next to music, if I had grown, you know what I'm saying? If I just got a little taller, you know what I'm saying? If I was taller, I could be a baller.
But I heard you were murdering the rims though, man.
No, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, like,
you were good.
Get all on
you
that.
Good.
But yeah, I was kind of nice.